all things being equal, winning the league should be more than enough for Barcelona and their fans, just kind of given how desperate Barcelona have been. So you take that for what it is. My continued issue is, given the financial gymnastics they had to perform last summer in bringing in likes of Lewandowski and so many others, how they've had to mortgage their futures. I just feel over the last couple of weeks, a couple of injuries, a couple of suspensions, and this Barca team just seems to, it shows how it lacks depth and how much further, how much more needs to be done to see Barcelona back competing on all fronts for the Copa del Rey and significantly in Europe. If you do need a deeper squad, I'm not sure that you have the financial wiggle room. I'm not sure you have any more financial levers to pull on to make that happen. And that, for me, is a concern, not necessarily going out in the cup. I think you're happy with as Craig says, you're happy with winning the league, given how desperate things have been. But given how much more you have to do, I'm not sure how you pull that off, let alone start talking about Lionel Messi returning.
Well, but that's even more feather in the cap of Xavi, is it not? That if you're saying, you know, a few injuries here and there and they don't look the same, and I wouldn't disagree. But, you know, so...
Yeah, no, I'm not criticising Xavi here.
To win the league with those issues and the manner in which they are going to win it.
I'm not criticising Xavi at all here. I'm just saying for Barcelona as a club, given the financial levers that you had to pull to make some of these moves happen, how much more can you do in getting the squad to a point where it again is competing in the latter stages of the Champions League? I'm not sure they have that wiggle room.
I don't know where the lever is that they'll need to pull to get Lionel Messi, though, Gemma. We heard the fans chanting in the stands there. Is that them putting pressure on the club for Lionel Messi to return?
I think it's something more kind of festive celebration, like trying to send love to Lionel Messi. It's quite massive, really. These two games in a row, at the minute number 10, you can really feel it when you are in the stadium. But then when you talk to the fans, it's true that a lot of them want him back, but a lot of them as well, that are more rational, they think that with the heart, of course, they would love to see the player who has been the most important player in this club's history. But if you think on the future, on the financial situation, maybe Barcelona cannot afford this kind of luxury signing. And also thinking what you guys were mentioning, that this team needs to compete in Europe, and they are aware that for that you need 11 men running, doing high pressure during the 90 minutes. And maybe Lionel Messi is not the right fit for that situation. I don't think it's that putting pressure, but I think it's sending love to Lionel Messi and trying to send that, because these fans, they haven't been able to say goodbye to Lionel Messi. It was quite a harsh divorce, that departure of Lionel Messi, quite traumatic, and they think that if there is a chance that Lionel Messi wants to come back at not the biggest price, because they cannot afford it, maybe it's a good chance to send this, even though it's not giving a lot of good luck to Barcelona, because they sang it in the Copa del Rey match with a 4-0 defeat against Real Madrid, and earlier today with that 0-0 draw.
Yeah, maybe if they don't sing it next time, they'll get a win.
Why don't they send some love to some of the players, and one player in particular that's already there? Why don't they send some love and sing the name of Pedri? You know, Barcelona are a different side when Pedri's in it. The stats will tell you that. Pedri's one of the most talented players in European / world football as a youngster. He makes things happen. He helps and makes Lewandowski better, and vice versa. That's the future. He'll run around. He can play passes. You know, I get it. You know, this was a love affair for many a year, and it was a damn good one. But it's over. And Barcelona, and we've talked about this in the show, they need to focus on the future. That has to be their first and foremost concern, is how do we build this foundation for the future to be the club again that we once were and we know we can. And that's not pining after a former superstar that's going to cost a lot of money to come back and have some sort of testimonial type season or love in. you know, it's absolutely bonkers to me. I mean, I can understand it to a certain extent if Barcelona had won nothing this year or were about to win nothing, but they're not, and they have some super talented young players there. And I think they need to add to those with the proper players around them. Busquets can't go on forever. So they need to be looking at people that can come in and supplement the Frankie de Jongs and the Gavis and the Pedris, and that will push them forward. Those are the key areas of the side. A right back, because we know Koundé and Araujo, who play there, are not really full backs. Both have done a decent job. So there are, all this will pull financial levers. We can't pull financial levers to get Messi in and all these other positions. It's either or, and figure that out. Come on. Messi's not the way forward for this football club.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.